Hey folks, David Stewart here with a little bit of a public service announcement and a bit of a reminder of what is going on with YouTube. The YouTube apocalypse is upon us. No longer just the adpocalypse, it is the entire apocalypse, because it is not just about losing ad revenue, it's about losing the platform, losing everything that you've done. Very recently, a channel that I follow called the Thegn Thrand channel, which you probably know of if you're into HEMA, or if you're like part of the sword community on YouTube, or you follow some of those guys like Metatron, you probably know of Thrand's channel. If not, what the channel focuses on primarily is sort of practical demonstrations, practical testing of medieval weaponry, historical European weaponry, as well as Asian weaponry, swords, spears, that sort of thing, in a really, you know, I consider it a really practical way. They'll build a dummy out of ballistics gel and like PVC pipe to represent bone. You know, put some chainmail on it, like not just butted chainmail that's like the garbage, you know, LARP kind of chainmail, but actual riveted chainmail that would be, you know, similar to what you use historically. They throw a spear at the body, see if it pops the links, how far it goes in. You know, they make gambeson and see if they can put daggers through the gambeson and that sort of stuff. So that's kind of fun for me to watch. I kind of like watching practical things happen and swords get broken and that kind of stuff. But nothing that's like specifically violent. Like there's no actual human violence. It's just sort of testing historical arms on like historical armor. That's pretty much what it is. But their channel didn't get suspended for anything that they've done recently. So what Thrand said it got suspended for was for a video he made like 3 years ago on ninja firebombs. And rather than YouTube, like, you know, taking that video down or saying it violates violates their rules and you get a strike, the channel was suspended. It was just gone. And so that is a real danger that creators are going to have to think about now in the future, is not just like the videos getting demonetized, but the channel disappearing. Not just the videos going into like restricted mode, but their channel going away because maybe because of something they did in the past, which was fine, and now, you know, they update their idea of what you know, like bomb making instructions means, and then they get rid of it. So that's a really good time, or this is a really good time to remind you that if you like a creator that's on YouTube, and if you like various creators on YouTube, see if you can find them on other platforms. Follow them on VidMe or on BitChute. I'm on both of those. On Dailymotion if they have one. I have a Dailymotion account, but I never upload to it because, like, I guess people don't really use Dailymotion. But a lot of people are switching over to VidMe, so check that out. I know Matt Easton's channel, Scala Gladiatoria, they have a new VidMe channel, so you know, you can find them on VidMe. It's probably a good time to think about, if you are a content maker as well, at least getting your stuff sort of, you know, concurrently on some other site, which is what I'm doing. You can find me on VidMe, of course, and BitChute, and I will have those links if you're interested. And also to remember, because, you know, ad revenue is somehow disappearing, you know, you can't make money. It's just like Velociraptor here. How are you going to make money if you're YouTube? How are you going to make money on ad revenue if you don't put ads on things? Riddle me this. So it's also a reminder that creators, we need to find other ways to like fund the endeavor. If you're worried about the channel's not being funded, make sure that, you know, you have the Patreon subscription going, or that you're buying the products that they have for sale that are hopefully good for you. So like mine, you know, if you want to support me, you can buy my books and my music if you want to read them, and that hopefully gives you some more value, and then also helps me out as well. So that's sort of the way that I would prefer to fund my endeavors. But everybody kind of does things differently. Like Thrand's not putting out books, and he's just putting out videos, so he's got to think a little bit different from me. And I certainly hope that channel comes back, and I certainly hope that if it doesn't come back, it finds a following on VidMe, and maybe a lot of the community will sort of migrate over to other platforms that they like, maybe like VidMe, and then he'd be able to continue doing what he does. I remember one time actually he did an interview with Harry Jonsson from Tyr, from the band Tyr, about like whaling. That was really cool. I was like, oh yeah, I know this guy. I listened to this guy's music, and now he's on Thrand's channel. How cool is that? So he's done a lot of cool stuff in the past, and I hope that like he has it figured out. And if not, you know, it's not the kind of lesson you want someone you like to have to learn, but it's a lesson that we can learn, is that we need to have other options at all times. You know, you never want to bank on what's here right now. You always want to think about like the next thing and be preparing for that next sort of fundamental shift. And I don't really know what exactly YouTube is trying to do. I know a while back, Dr. Peterson's channel was not just suspended, but his Google account was terminated, like out of the blue, and they said it was an error and kind of restored it. But it's certainly disturbing that that can happen out of the blue. And now we know that like the 3 strikes thing doesn't really mean that much, that your channel can just disappear anytime that you are doing something that's remotely non-PC. So unless you're like making, you know, unless you're making the most PC kind of stuff that you can think, or like you're making music videos, chances are that, you know, your channel might be in some danger in the future. Even if you're just sitting here hitting things with old bits of sharpened iron. And what's cool about YouTube, what really sucks about Thrand's channel going down, is that is kind of a loss, not just of the videos, right? Because you could put the videos up somewhere else, but through the process of putting the videos on the site, you make all these connections. And I've made all these connections with my channel. I make connections with other people that you like and that like what you're doing and are interested in whatever content you're putting out, rather than sort of starting with market demand and like working toward whatever has the biggest demand, which is the way that like a larger company has to think. You can sort of do what you want and see who is interested in seeing what you want, seeing done what you want to do. So for Thrand, you know, he doesn't want to make music videos. He wants to hit things with sticks. And through the process of hitting things with sticks, he found other people that really enjoyed watching him hit things with sticks and iron and break things apart. And that's great, because then it's a person and they've made that connection and they're both doing what they want, rather than having to filter it through a bunch of gatekeepers. So now YouTube's kind of upping its game as a gatekeeper, and that's very, very worrisome. YouTube's no longer really a free speech platform, or just a content platform in general. I don't know what it's going to be in the future, but it's hard to know what the future will hold. So it's a good opportunity to follow people on other platforms. And that's basically where I will leave it for today. Just a reminder that, you know, all good things must come to an end, and I will not be abandoning YouTube until, you know, it's no longer feasible for me to continue on YouTube. But that's just because there's lots of people, and YouTube has been very good in the past. That's what it's done so great over the last 10 years, of bringing those people together, bringing together the creator and the person who's really interested in what that creator happens to be offering. That's what makes YouTube special to me. Not, I don't come on YouTube to watch regular TV. I unplugged network TV over 10 years ago because I hate it and I'm not interested in it. So why would I want it back on YouTube? I'm not interested in that. I have Netflix if I want to watch on demand, like high produced shows or something. So YouTube to me is something different than that. It's a independent creator, independent viewer. And I don't know how long that'll last. So you guys have a great day. I will see you next time. And you know, you can support me by buying books, buying the album. It's very appreciated. And if you didn't know that Thrand's channel went down and you like Thrand's channel, try to find him on Facebook. Thrand, like Well of Remembrance, I think is his main like Facebook one. And just shoot him a message and say, like, you know, let me know where you're going to be, and I'll find you on that platform. So you guys have a great one. I'll see you next time.